CES coverage sponsored by Audible.com, where books come alive. Listen to a bestseller on your iPod or MP3. Get a free trial at audiblepodcast.com/CES.
CES coverage sponsored by GoDaddy.com, the leader in domain names and web hosting services. New GoDaddy customers save 25% by using promo code CES25 at GoDaddy.com.
The CES coverage is sponsored by Luxor, Las Vegas. Get to the point. Rooms start at $40. You can go over to tpn.tv for the Luxor advertisement, which is the gateway to savings.
Steve, welcome, sir. This is Steve from D-Link. And let's go ahead and get your mic here. And you need to turn his mic up, I believe. Yeah.
How's it going?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I can hear you now. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Thanks for coming by. And looks like you got a lot of things. So let's go ahead and we'll kind of jump in. One of the problems that I feel sure that you will have in your home, if your home's anything like my home, there's not a house that a geek lives in that doesn't have a dead spot somewhere, even though you are no more than 40 feet from the access point. And, you might be going through the basement and you're trying to get to the patio or something. You got a signal you can weld with in other parts of the house, but you can't get it in the one easy chair you want to run your laptop in. So what's the solution that D-Link brings to that problem?
Yeah, we have a couple solutions. This here is our whole home router. This is actually not just an interesting design.
Let's see if we can move that into the line here. And if you could see on the right-hand monitor, can you see that? There we go.
Right there.
There we go.
Yeah, this is our whole home router. It doesn't just have an interesting design for cosmetic purposes, but it's also has a purpose. It has 6 antenna elements in here, and what it does, it uses our smart beam technology, and it'll actually direct a signal or a beam.
So it's a steerable beam array that's actually in there?
Yes, 6 of them, 6 elements in here, and then one on top, and it'll direct it specifically to your wireless device, whether it's a mobile device or a Boxee Box or a wireless connected TV. And you'll see little lights pop up on the top here of what direction it's pointing, and that'll give you a stronger, more efficient signal to that device.
Yeah. Now, on the back, you've got a conventional wired, your LAN ports, your wired ports coming out, but there's also a USB drive. What's that for?
Yeah, that's for you to attach a USB drive for storage, printers, things like that, to share them on your network as well.
Okay, so if you had a large drive that you plugged in here, would this function as network attached storage for each of the machines that you have connected?
Yes, it would.
Have connected off to the side here. A question that a number of people ask: these things ship set to a particular default channel. How do you know when it's time to maybe shift off of that channel to another RF channel?
That's a tough call. I mean, I think you have to look at what kind of if you're having some interference or if you're having problems. This device actually should help eliminate that problem because of the direct
the directivity of it.
Yes, the direct beam that it's sending. But if you're noticing drops for other reasons, even with this, you might want to look at changing channels on that.
Okay. And what's the price point on your steerable device here?
We don't have a price just yet on this. This is coming out in the second quarter.
Oh, second quarter. In the second quarter this year.
We have an access point that's very similar to this, and it's priced at under $140.
Okay, so it's not the least expensive terminal that you're going to find.
Correct. This is for focusing on streaming high def content wirelessly. We want to make sure that you have the best equipment in here. So.
Yeah, which also explains why it's not in a conventional kind of box. It has a different styling.
Exactly.
So it fits in there as well. I've been a D-Link user for a number of years, and I didn't realize that you had cameras. And that's something that was surprising when we talked the other day.
Yeah, we've been in the camera business for a little while now for our business solution cameras. and we've decided that the price has been coming down enough that we can introduce them to the consumers, and we believe that the consumers are actually ready for them now too. This is a wireless N DCS 932. It's coming out in addition to the 930, which doesn't have the infrared LEDs in the front for better nighttime viewing. This is priced at under 120.
Yeah. Now this particular one is the wired.
No, this is wireless. Yep. You can also have it wired if you want.
Okay,
or,
so it's either or.
Yes, or you would connect it to configure it.
Okay.
As well, if you don't have WPS.
Right.
Because there's a WPS connection on the back.
Okay. Now what is WPS?
That's the wireless protected services where you push the WPS button on the router and on the device here, and it'll sync those up easily for you, so you don't have to worry about doing the configuration.
So you don't have to know the SSID and go through that.
And you don't have to plug it in and plug it into the router and then access it. It's just 2 simple button pushes, and it's all set up for you.
Yeah.
So, and the great part about this camera, this is our home entry level camera, is actually the service that comes with it is the My D-Link service. And that allows you to view this live feed wirelessly over the internet through a laptop remotely, or from an iPad, iPhone, or even Android device.
Okay.
And
so
all those apps are free right now, and so is the service.
So you can check and see if the garage door did get put down, or if when you walked around the house and failed to do that.
Yeah. Funny thing is, I actually talked to a lot of people that use these type of cameras, and most people aren't using them for surveillance purposes. They're using them for other purposes. Like I have one actually in my son's bedroom to point it at his crib to see when he wakes up.
Yeah.
People check on their kids when they come home from school. They check on their pets while they're away at work.
I was going to say the furry-faced kids,
exactly.
right?
And then I even had people said they installed them in stables to look at their horses.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of different uses for them now that they're coming out, and consumers have them in their hands and figuring out.
Yeah, because a little bit earlier you said that D-Link got to the point where they thought that consumers were ready for this. What's the driver? What was the gating item that said yes? Okay, now we're going to bring this out. Was it the technology?
It's I think a mixture of things. I think the size, that it's small, it's convenient to put almost anywhere. It is wireless now.
How's the power get to it? How's it powered?
It does have to be powered. There's a little power.
Okay, a little 12-volt transformer.
Yeah. But it is wireless N, so it has a pretty strong far signal that it can reach out to. And then the service is, like I said, an important feature of that is not having to go in and configure your router and open up ports and things like that. The My D-Link service does that all for you. And it's a simple 3-step solution.
Yeah. Now let me go ahead. We've got some really nice signage here that lets us look at things. I don't know if you can go ahead and pull that up. Okay. Hard to see. Anyway, we have talked about the day-night network camera. We've talked about the whole home router. But we're saving the best for last, in my opinion. This is, I was being an early adopter kind of guy. I was on the list, and I was so impressed with the Boxee.
Yeah, it's a great device. People love it for a lot of reasons. As you can see, the shape is quite different than what you normally see for home media players. We call it a sunken box. I guess here's the normal box shape, but we've sunken it a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when you power it on, it has a glowing green, we're not really sure what it is, a frog or a boxer or something like that. But it's a great device. It's a media player, socially aware media player, aggregator of our content. One of the greatest things that it does is play your video files that you have, your own collection.
Yes, on your network. It goes out and enables you to grab that. Exactly,
and it plays almost any file format, whether you have MP4 or something like MKV or
And
API,
you had a lot of trouble with the codecs, as bringing in the right set of codecs to let you have that capability.
Yeah, Boxee is a open source software company that they've been around a long time, and we partnered with them to create this box. And that's always been one of the goals, is to be able to play as many different codecs as possible.
Yeah.
Because if you've ever had a file that hasn't played, it's quite upsetting.
Yeah. You know what the best feature is in this product, bar none? I'll show it I'll show you right here. Right there is the on-off button. And I'm serious, because if you have a player that needs to be rebooted, and so now you got to crawl around behind to get to the outlet, you got to figure out which of the 35 wires coming through that shelf on the back is going to this. And with Boxee, all you have to, or with the D-Link Boxee Box, all you have to do is
push that button,
cycle it, and it's good. Let's look at some of the other connectors here on the back, and you've got of course the LAN connection, HDMI out, optical audio. How many people use optical audio?
Not me personally.
Yeah.
But we did want to give that out for people that are
right.
possibly audiophiles or.
Yeah. That would have high end. That would have high end audio, and of course your RCA jacks. Why do you have 2 USB ports on here?
Because we figure a lot of people have lots of different USB drives, that they store in their pocket. They have a movie on, or they have, several music on another one, and we wanted to give people the opportunity to plug in other things to it.
Yeah. So you wouldn't have to unmount your terabyte drive.
Exactly.
And because your terabyte thumb drive is.
Yeah, someone hands you something to play, comes up the movie, and you want to watch it. You don't have to unplug yours.
Yeah.
You can just add it in. It also has an SD card slot on the side.
Yeah, it's like over to the side here. So you got an SD card,
which is nice, because that's this is the front of the box. You can just easily, you don't have to reach around to the back to plug it in.
Right.
It's just simple. Pop on the side.
And so you could, I guess you could pull photographs right out of the camera.
Yep.
Or if
Drop it right on.
Or if you've shot like on a Kodak ZI-8, where you've got the MOV file, you have it immediately accessible.
Yep. Exactly.
Immediately accessible for your Boxee.
Yeah.
So a really unique packaging, but how do you control things? And that's where the thing that's neat about this product is it's so consistently engineered throughout every aspect of it. There's been a lot of thought, and nowhere better demonstrated than the remote.
Yeah, right here we have the remote for the Boxee Box. It's a very simple design, something you've probably seen before. But what some of the competitors haven't done is been able to figure out a great way to get a full QWERTY keyboard on it. Some of the devices are large to handle. Some of them just dropped it all together. So what we did is we made a 2-faced remote. So you have your normal buttons here on the back, play, pause, directional pad, and then a menu button and a back button down at the bottom. And then on the back here, you have your full QWERTY keyboard. So this has actually gotten great reviews. People love it. And we're actually starting to sell it by itself with a USB dongle. So if you still want to build your own Boxee Box, or if you
could run a Boxee, if you could run the Boxee software on a laptop.
Yeah, because
if you got the HDMI hardware.
Exactly. So and that's where Boxee started, was for do-it-yourselfers that wanted to build their own home media player. And we did that for them, but we still wanted to give those people an option to have a pretty cool remote.
Yeah. And it's very cool. And one of the things that I, because I've got several different media player devices, and you kind of have the best of both worlds, because you've got the simplicity. You've got the simplicity on this side for your normal operation. But if you have to enter a URL that's 35 letters long, and you're chugging back and forth and up and down to select, and then chug to the next one. This is just much more elegant.
Yeah, that's the great thing about it. And as you know, the Boxee Box is focused on being able to go out to the internet and pull content, and has a web browser in it, so you can go to other sites that have that maybe don't have their own apps built onto the Boxee platform. So this allows you to quickly type it in and not have to go through that tedious task of down, over.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I'm learning, that you really have access, even if there's not a dedicated app, if you can get to the web page, and then as Boxee improves the software, that gets a little bit easier. Now I've noticed that you select the video and it'll automatically pop to full screen. You don't have to go and select the full screen, and it's just really extends the the capabilities of the unit is really becoming my favorite box for this.
Yeah, that's you know, and it's definitely getting you're getting more of your money's worth out of it every time they come up with a new announcement. More content providers, more premium content providers. Voodoo just launched this week with even 3D streaming capabilities. So this is a 3D capable box. As long as you have the 3D TV and the glasses and all that.
Yeah.
And Netflix is coming, and some other providers are coming as well. But it's great.
So what's if we're talking a year from now?
Mm-hmm.
What's next on the box here?
We're not sure. You know, we're hoping that to get more and more content providers, and you know, the more that they come in, and because that's always the difficult part is getting the different providers coming in. And hopefully it's going to, I personally hope it's going to take the place of my cable box.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, don't we all? And now, is it possible to download content to the SD card or to the USB drives?
No, not that I'm aware of. I'm not sure if that's something that we're looking into or not, but not right now.
Yeah, so that could be something for next year.
It's a great recommendation.
And going through things. So the website where people can learn more about the security products, learn about this new active beam antenna technology. Where do people need to go?
dlink.com, or you can go to our CES special site, which is dlinkces.com for all these product specific.
dlinkces.com. Steve, thanks very much for coming by to join us here.
Thanks a lot. Nice talking to you.
Great.